Do you remember Beau Beasley from BB6? Well, if you don't, here's a hint.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Go act yourself! Go act like yourself, bitch! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! You're what? Yeah! Look at myself. Get out of here, yourself. You fired the hell, bitch!
It's so easy to screw with Beau because he's such a little bitch.
I hate you!
Go upstairs a second with me.
What's really interesting about Beau is that despite being in a feud with Janelle the entire summer, immediately leaving the BB6 house, the two of them linked up and became absolute BB besties.
So,
Cheers!
cheers to you, Beau. I wish I was in Fort Lauderdale with you.
I know. We're gonna be doing
dancing
this.
to Britney right now. I know it.
Tell me.
So, welcome to Big Brother Walk Down Memory Lane, where I talk about different Big Brother contestants until I get tired of doing it or we just run out of people to talk about. Now, for this episode, I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach because I actually think that the most notable thing that ever happened to Beau was his feud with Janelle on BB6.
Gold digging little whore.
No, I think so.
You certainly are, Beau. You're you dead older man. Beau gets out of control when he drinks. Janelle's walking around the house like a diva, and they're pretty much telling the truth about each other, but no drunk wants to hear the truth about themselves. Gold digging whore!
I am! You don't like Ferrari!
What's going on in there?
Beau and Janelle are fighting.
And since everyone knows about the feud, and really I can't think of a whole lot else that we could talk about when it comes to Beau, I think it would be more fun to talk about his time after the BB6 house and what he's done and how he flourished such a relationship with Janelle. But really quick before I get into his relationship with Janelle, I just want to say that Beau was in a massive alliance that season called the Friendship Alliance. There was also an alliance called the Sovereign Six, and that is pretty much why Janelle and Beau were at odds the entire season. In addition to the fact that both of them really enjoyed drinking and both of them were really not that good at drunks. Beau came into the BB6 house as an openly gay man. He was a lot of fun to watch. His secret partner that season was the season of secret partners, was Yvette. And he ended up being the first person in the double eviction that week to go out. So he actually did make it to jury. He was the fourth member of the jury. So that's pretty much his legacy on Big Brother. Now, other than his feud, of course, with Janelle. Now, let's talk about how him and Janelle actually ended up becoming besties. So after BB22, Janelle was going live on Instagram with all types of people, and one of them was Beau, and I was really shocked to see that the two of them were actually really close friends and had been for many, many years. In fact, he watered her plants. He like house sat for her while she went to BB7 because obviously he was not invited to BB7, which I think is really cool. Something else that's interesting is that the two of them ended up linking up immediately following BB6 because they actually were living in the same city at the time. So both of them were like, well, I want to hang out with someone, and who better to hang out with than the person that knows what you just went through for an entire summer. And that's exactly what they did. They became absolute besties from then on out. They partied together. They ended up moving to New York City together later. Well, they just happened to move around the same time. So they have truly been best friends forever. In fact, he was in her wedding party, okay? And he was at her bachelorette party, which is notable. Watch this clip.
Okay, you tell the story better, but we're on my bachelorette party. I'm wearing, okay, a sheer shirt. My boobs were out. It was very, very sheer.
So there was a bachelor party or some kind of like men's something like gathering or whatever, like someone's birthday or something. So it was like maybe like 8 barley, like whatever, Goomba, boys. And they're staring at me and they're like, who's this guy? Who's this guy? I'm like, I'm with my girls, okay? I'm with my girls. So shut up, leave me alone.
Yeah.
We're all like dancing, having a good time, and they're just all standing around us, like watching us. Then this guy comes up to me. He's like, you need to like, stop with your, whatever stuff. And I think he called me like the F word, like a fag.
He did call you the F word. He said the F word.
And I was like, excuse me? I was like,
excuse
you.
me?
Yeah. And you're like, oh, no, you don't. And he got in my face, and you're like, no. his face, and he's like, "Oh, who are you gonna talk to?" I was like, "Don't talk to her."
Bo, he took you by the
like,
throat.
push me.
He took you by the throat. I was behind him. He took you by the throat and he threw you up against the wall and was holding you.
Yep.
So I jumped on the guy's back and I started punching him in the head and I grabbed his eyes to blind him and I pulled my hands back to like scratch him and it worked.
Yes. His eyes were bleeding. You pulled back and you leaned back. Oh my God, I remember this.
I jumped on his back. I mean, I didn't know what else to do. He was going to kill you.
I know.
He was going to kill you.
He was going to kill me. I kid you not. Like, seriously. I was like, what's happening? Gina had to go outside and, like, ration with the people.
Then the bouncers came and they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, we were, like, wrestling around and he, like, wanted to fight me, but he's like, I know. But then
they kicked those guys out. They kept us inside. But then the guys wouldn't leave. They were, like, standing outside waiting for us to leave so they could jump us. I was like...
Also, James, Howie, Janelle, several BB alum all went on like some kind of camping trip to Oregon that apparently was really fun. And I guess the two of them used to link up with other BB people pretty often. Of course, now Janelle is married and she has kids, so I think she's slowed down on a lot of that now. But back in the day, apparently the two of them were absolute party animals. Yeah, the last thing I want to mention about Beau, did you know that he was on The Real Housewives of Miami? Yes, back in 2012, he was on an episode of The Real Housewives of Miami where he was thrown in a pool and he knocked Lisa's phone out of her hand. Well, that's all I have to say about Beau. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on what you think about Beau, what you remember about him, and also let me know who you'd like me to do next. This is Black History Month edition, so we're only doing Black and brown players for the month of February. Keep that in mind. Bye.
Bo, listen.
No.
Bo, come with me a second. Come with me a second.
Good job, baby. Good job. You okay?
Homie, I hate him.
It's your fault.
Bo, I know you don't give a... Look at me a second. Bo. Do you realize that now you've made yourself a target? I know you don't care, but care for me.
Too.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to vote to evict Janelle because she doesn't even deserve to be here, period.
She's not deserving to be.
No.
We're gonna fall apart because of some dumb bitch? Okay, but we're gonna fall apart because of her.
We're not falling apart.
Yeah, we are. We look like a freaking train wreck. Look at you.